Hey guys, this is Lana Abear, and I'm just spending the day working from home, but taking a little break because I wanted to shoot this video to share this stuff while it was fresh in my mind because I've been thinking about it. There were some new developments over the weekend with my daughter that just have me really, really excited. And maybe I seem a little too calm, like, woo! I'm really excited. I'm super, super proud of my daughter. Just to tell you a little bit about her, she just turned 7 years old last week. She's one of those kids that, she doesn't conform too well to what everyone's doing. She kind of thinks outside the box. She doesn't really like structure. She asks a lot of questions, questions everything. She thinks about a lot of things that I think probably most 7-year-olds don't think about, like the mysteries of the universe and stuff. She's a deep thinker, and she's just a really cool, fun kid. And she has this deep desire to believe in the magic and possibilities of life. So anyways, over the weekend, we went out to eat as a family. And over dinner, we kind of had this deep philosophical discussion about the difference between believing things based on logic and believing things on faith. Just how it's important to really apply both to your life, but you just have to know have the wisdom to know when. Well, during the discussion, she had expressed her disappointment for the fact that she's only 7 and she would have to wait so long, to become an adult to pursue her goals. Because she wants to do scuba diving, and she wants to be a marine biologist, and she wants to discover new things in the world, and but she also wants to be an artist, and she also wants to talk to people from stage. That's one of the things that she's said. And she had some concerns because she didn't see how it was possible to do all of those things. She was thinking logically, how can I do all of these things? Because she's so used to seeing, status quo. I mean, you can just look around out in society and in middle class America, and it doesn't take long to figure out that most people don't do lots of different things. I mean, they pretty much focus on one thing. And in fact, most people don't even pursue one dream, like a real, great dream that they have. Most people don't even pursue one dream, let alone several things they want to do, right? I told her that she just didn't need to worry about it. And that she didn't need to know, that she did not need to worry about the how, that she just needed to focus her attention on the what, that she just needed to get a clear picture in her mind of what the goal was, the end result, and that she can do anything she puts her mind to. So I went on to explain to her that even though she couldn't be a marine biologist right now, there were certain steps that she could take to push her towards her goal, that she could start right now gaining the knowledge and the skills required to achieve that goal later. And in fact, it would help her achieve her goal sooner if she started now. And so if she wants to be a marine biologist and work with marine life and stuff, and that's really where her heart is, then she needs to spend a lot of time right now focusing on that, because it will push her closer to that goal. And she was actually really pleased by hearing that. And she must have really taken what I said to heart. She must have really been thinking a lot about it that night when she went to sleep, because the next morning I was doing her hair and she said, "Hey Mama, I have a goal." And that just brought a smile to my face. I mean, I was so excited and proud that she even took the time to really think about what she wanted, think about something she wanted, think about a big goal, and then just make the decision that she was going to go for it. Most adults don't even do that. So I asked her goal, and she told me that she wanted to write a book. Now, honestly, I should have seen it coming, because she does this thing where she gets computer paper and she folds it folds it in half, and then she takes a stapler and staples it along the crease, like it's the binding of a book. And then she writes stories in these little paper books. And her teacher actually told me that she's very advanced in her writing, that even though she doesn't spell all of her words correctly, that she's just very advanced in her writing. She's really good at generating original ideas and just very creative in her storytelling. So when she told me that she wanted to write a book, I thought, okay, that makes sense now. And she said, Mama, I don't mean a book like the ones I've been making. I mean, I want to have a real book, like the ones that are in my bedroom on my shelf, the ones with the hard covers and the pretty pictures that you buy in a bookstore. And immediately it occurred to me that this was an achievable dream, that she could do. This is something she could do now, that she could achieve this goal right now. She didn't have to wait till she's an adult, and I told her that. And I think most parents probably wouldn't do that. Most parents would probably stop their kid and try to convince them that that's not realistic, okay? And it's not realistic for you to write and illustrate a book and have it published. You're only a child. I mean, think about it. Most parents would probably do that, right? I frankly think that's crock crap. Because just because something, I think people have a tendency to have this mindset that something is out of reach, that it's unachievable, when it's not that it's out of reach, it's not that it's unachievable, it's that it takes a lot of effort to achieve. It takes a lot of work. It takes patience, which a lot of people don't have patience. We live in a nation of instant gratification. So people don't have patience. It takes patience. And there's risk involved. There's the risk of rejection, and that's not an easy thing to be confronted with, rejection. And so most adults don't even have the guts to put themselves through that. And so they certainly don't want to allow their children to be subjected to that. But really think about what you're teaching a child by that. Well, so I want my daughter to truly believe that she can pursue anything she wants to pursue, that she can achieve any goal that she has. So when I told her that her goal was awesome and that she could absolutely do that she could do that now, that was something she could achieve right now while she's still a kid, like her eyes lit up. She was just so ecstatic, and she had the biggest, most joyous grin on her face. And then suddenly, like in an instant, the smile was gone from her face, and she had that same look of worry, like from the night before at the restaurant. And she said, Mama, I don't know how I could do this. No kids have ever written a book. I don't know any kids who have written a book. I don't think there are any kids who have illustrated a book. Only adults do that. How can I possibly do this? And I looked at her and I pulled her close to me and I held her tight and I looked her straight in the eye and I told her, even if no kids had ever written and illustrated a book and had it published, that she could still do it. Because anything that's ever been done, there has to be a first person to do it. There has to be that first person that accomplished that thing. There's a first time for everything. And so I explained to her, it doesn't matter if nobody else has done it. Do you want to do it? If you want to do it, then you can do it. You just have to put your mind to it. You have to stick it out and not quit. And the smile came back on her face, and she threw her arms around me and she gave me the biggest bear hug, and she kind of did this little stamping thing, like she was like so excited, I thought she might pee her pants. And and it was in that moment that she made a decision. She just, like, I saw it in her. She just made the decision that she was going to write and illustrate a book, and she was going to have it published, and it was going to be in the bookstore. She just made the decision. At 7 years old, that's the goal. That's what I'm going to do. And later in the car, we had been talking about the fact that, it would likely require investing a good deal of money into having the book published. And so, we discussed her options as far as making money, and she came up with some ideas to generate an income, to have money to invest. And she said she wanted to do a lemonade stand, and she wanted to do an organic bake sale, and she wanted to sell some of the vegetables from our garden, and do some other little odd jobs and things here and there as a way to save some money for this investment. Well, I realized how serious she really was about the goal when we took her to the toy store, on her favorite toy store, on Sunday. And she really struggled to make a decision about how to spend her birthday money. Now, we've gone through Cash Flow for Kids with her, which, if you don't know anything about that, it's a game based on the book Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and it provides basic education to kids about making a cash flow, and teaches them the difference between salary and passive income, and the difference between liabilities and assets. And so she's already has a basic knowledge of those concepts. But I noticed that when I saw her struggling to try to make a choice, that she was really trying to apply what she had learned, which I thought was just impressive, But she's 7. Okay, and she was in her favorite toy store, so you can imagine how hard of a decision that must have been for her. And we gave her guidance, but we let her know that it was her money, and whatever decision she made in the end was okay, was that there was no right or wrong decision, that it's just whatever she wants to do, and we did not push her to do anything. I told her, I said, I'm not going to make this decision for you. This is your decision because it's your money. You decide how you want to spend it. If you want to save it for the investment, or, and invest it, or if you want to spend it on little toys now. And she, now initially when we got to the toy store, she had said, I want to save my money. And she said, I'll just play. I don't need to buy anything. I'll just play. And she wanted to save her money. Well, after we had been there a little while, yeah, you know what's coming. After we had been there a little while, she found this little toy hermit crab, and she found a toy sea turtle. And like I said, she just loves sea creatures and stuff. But they were kind of expensive toys, and so she really kind of went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And she'd put them down and she'd go play, and then she'd come back to it oh, I really want that thing. I really want that other one. I really want both of them, Well, ultimately, in the end, she made the decision to get the hermit crab, which was the cheaper toy. She chose the cheaper toy, the smaller one. And the rest of the money she saved, and she's putting it towards her investment, which is her book. And when we left the store, I just thought, she gets it. She gets it. I was so excited. And I was just so proud of her because that was a tough choice for her to make at 7 in her favorite toy store with money that she could spend however she wanted. And she made that decision, and I'm so proud of her for doing that. That was amazing for her to make that decision. And it proves to me that she is so far ahead of the game. Her understanding and her relationship to money and work ethic and goals and her degree of faith is so far ahead of so many adults. And it just made me feel so proud of her. I mean, how many adults do you know in their 40s and 50s that, they have all this stuff, all these little things, but they're essentially broke, living paycheck to paycheck, can't retire till they're 70, and, don't have hardly any of a cushion, any kind of savings or anything in their 40s and 50s, because they don't have the right kind of relationship and understanding and thought process about money. They don't understand assets and liabilities. They don't understand how to create a passive income. They don't understand how to invest or make wise choices when it comes to their money. I don't think it's that those people don't have dreams. I think they have dreams, but they don't even believe that it's possible, so they don't even try. They don't even try. And so they live this life of mediocrity. My husband's calling. And, you know, she just has such an advantage by understanding these concepts already at 7 years old. And you know what really gets me about all of this? It's that my husband and I did that. We did that. That's our child, and this is what we've created. And that makes me feel so proud. I don't know about you if you're a parent, but I tend to beat up on myself a lot. Like I really do. I don't want to get emotional. I really beat up on myself a lot. You know, I struggle in my head with the kind of mother that I am, and I just love my children so much, and I want the very, very best for them. I want them to have the best shot in life. And so when I mess up, I just really kick my own ass, you know, like I'm just really hard on myself. And so when I see that, when I see what she did, it lets me know that I must be doing something right. I must be doing something right. And it encourages me to keep doing much of what I'm already doing, you know, and to not beat up on myself so much. And I want to encourage you, if you're a parent, I want to encourage you to teach your child these things, these principles and these concepts while they are young. Lay that foundation for them for the best possible chance of success at anything in life. You know, and let me add before I wrap this up, because I think this is super important, and gosh, not enough people get it. I guess they don't get it. I think they say they do, but they don't really get it. So I really have to put this out there. Teaching your kids something is not just repeatedly saying something and telling them to do something over and over. That's not teaching a child something. Your words are of no good at all if it's not backed up by action. It does not matter how much you tell a child that a certain way is right and good. If they do not see you as their parent applying it to your life every day, they will not believe it and they will not apply it. If kids don't see their parents going out there and pursuing their goals and trying to fulfill their dreams and fighting for what they want in life and showing endurance, you know, in life, being the kind of people that when life knocks them down, they don't quit, they get back up and they keep going because it's what they want. If kids don't see their parents doing that, then why should they ever believe that they can do it? Why should they ever believe it if they don't see their parents doing it? And take it from me, they won't believe it without a lot of struggle, you know, and time and effort put into just rewiring the inner workings of your mind. And that is not easy. It is not an easy task to rewire your deepest ways of thinking, what your beliefs about something. That is deep rooted in your subconscious, and that is a very, very hard thing to overcome. Trust me. And so you don't want them to have to go through all that. You don't want them to have to deal with all that. You want to teach them now while they're very young the principles they need for success for later. So if you truly want your child to live a life of abundance and prosperity, and you know, that's not just money, that's like relationships, health, their love life, happiness, all those things, then you had better make sure your life reflects that. Your kids are taking their cues from you. Remember, it's not what is taught, it's what is caught. Give your kids what they need to soar in life, to not just survive, but to thrive, because you love them and you want the best for them, and because progress for the future depends on it. So if this video inspired or helped you in any way, then like it and ignore my neighbor using a chainsaw. And comment, and if you know someone that could benefit from the message today, then share it with your friends. And you guys make the most of today. Go out there and make the most of every opportunity, and we will see you guys on the next video. Bye.